Morning children, I hope you have seen the previous video where I have discussed about the scope of political science, right? In scope of political science we have read about political theory, the talks of state, right? Talks state where that how it was evolved in the past, how it has been evolving, and how what future step has been taken to form the states, right? And how come the government acts as the agency of the state. All this we have done in the previous video. Now we are coming to the another scope of political science, that is the international relations. So let's start now. So before that, I'm going to again make you revise about the political science with the in the context of modern contemporary view. Modern contemporary view means modern political scientists. What was their views regarding political science, right? So politics as a science of power relation society. Basically, according to them, what they try to say, they say that political science is a power relations. How you are going to secure the power, and how you're going to maintain the relations to secure that kind of power, and with that how you're going to take the decision in a more authoritative way. All these things are being discussed in political science, right? Then no difference between politics. Now modern political theory, never accept the differences between politics and political science. They said politics and political science is one and the same thing. Clear? Now what happened? The study of politics is concerned with the description and analysis of manner in which the power is obtained, exercised, and control, the purpose for which it is used, the manner which the decisions are made, and the factors. Clear? So I hope so people have again understood what is the political science all about. It's all about the power, right? The authoritative decisions. Clear? And with this, how they are covering about how they are finding about the governmental organizations, its administration, its work. All these things are affecting the power relations in the society. Clear? All these, how they are taking the decisions, how they're implementing the decisions. All these decisions are being taken under the political science. Clear? So let's start with now another scope of political science, that is the international relation. Now what is the international relation? Clear? Now international relation, if you say, it constitutes a very major area of a scope of political science. Clear? In simple word, we can say that a discipline of international relation, which is also known as international politics, primarily studies relation and interaction among all the actors of the international community, right? It involves the study of behavior of international system, interactions and relation among nations and other international actors present in the international environment. Right. The international politics seeks to study mainly the political dimension of relation among nations. However, while doing so, it essentially studies all aspects of international relations, because political relations are always influenced and determined by social, economic, cultural, geographic, and technological factors and relations. So, in contemporary time, the scope of study of international relations include the following major areas. Now, what they include now? So, the nation-state system or nation-state. What is it? What is this? Let's see now. Now, the nation state are the primary actor in international relation. Naturally, international politics studies relation interaction between two or more states. Each state is conditioned by its geography, resources, and population, level of industrial and technological development, ideology, diplomacy, and national interest. Hence, the study of inter-state relation really demands the study of these basic actors. Next, since national interest is objective that each nation try to secure during the course of relation with other nation, it becomes important for international politics to study national interest of various nation. Then about national power, what is this now? National power, the concept of national power is a core concept in the study of international politics. Nation are actors, but these always act on the basis of their national power. Realistically speaking, relations among nations are of the nature of a struggle, right, of for power. Clear? Now next, if you see, national power determine the role and ability of a nation to carry out its foreign policy objective, right? It is customary to categorize nation as superpower, major power, big power, small power, or weak power. Clear? Next, I hope so people have understood by now what is it all about. Clear? Let's move on to the next slide. Now the major subjects of international relation is nation, as we are talking about, right? So I've already discussed about the national power and all. So let's come on to foreign policy now. What is this now? The behavior of each state in international relation is always directed and controlled by foreign policy. Foreign policy is a thought out course of action for securing the objective of national interest of the nation, right? The basis of foreign policy is the national power of the nation, Next, economic instruments of international relation. The increased importance and role of economic and trade relation international policy can be hardly overestimated. Economic relation among nations form a very important part of international relations. Clear? Like if you see, for example, economic instruments like foreign aid, loan, trade, etc., are the most important means of influencing the course of relations. Next, come on to international institutions and regional organization. So, an outstanding feature of a contemporary era has been the rapid growth of international institution organization as the means for the conduct of relations among nations. Some of these are, truly, international and universal in nature, like United Nation. The very best example is United Nation. That was a word peacekeeping body. That is the word peacekeeping body. And while several others are regional organizations like North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, OPEC, right, ASEAN, ECO, European Union, SARC, right. Then after that you will come on to some groups like G8, group 8, like it's a group of 8 countries, right, and they are emerge as important players of international relations. Clear? Now come on to non-state actor. Now who are non-state actor? The rise of several active non-state international or supranational or transnational actor. Now what are these? Like NGOs, non-governmental organization, human right organization, peace movements, and other such actors in the international environment has simply demanded the inclusion of the study of role of these actors in international system. Clear? Next, regulators of international relations. There have been in operation several concepts which have guided and is still guiding and controlling the behavior of nation in the international environment. The concept of balance of power, right, regionalism, disarmament, how they are controlling arms, right, collective security, international law, world public opinion, diplomacy, integration, globalization are the important principles, processes, and concepts of international relations. Next, study of global problem and issues. The scope of international politics involve the study of major contemporary issues and problems. For example, international terrorism, protection of human rights, issues of climate change, environment protection, right, ethnic conflicts, sustainable development, and disarmament and nuclear disarmament. Clear? So I hope so people have just now understood ki what are the what is the major sources subjects of international relations. International relation is another scope of political science. Clear? Let's move on to another slide now. Now, public administration is also another scope of political science, right? So now what do you mean by public administration? The public administration now stands recognized as a separate social discipline. Its knowledge is also deemed necessary component of political science. Now, politics is the process of making and implementing authoritative and binding policies, laws, decisions, right, and rule. Now, the implementation of these authoritative rules is secured by the government through its several departments, each of which it is headed by a minister. The minister is a political representative of the people and a well organized team of civil servants which carries out the assigned work of the department, right. The sum total of the activity undertaken by the civil servant, who are also called the public servant, for giving effect to public policies and decisions of the government is called public administration. So I hope so people have understood what is public administration all about. The public administration is a process by which the policies of the government are carried out in society, and that too how they are carried out by through the government, right. And plus if you see government like the head by a minister and with a well organized team of civil servant which carries out the assigned work, right. And plus with the civil servants there are other servants, public servants, they are working, they are giving effect to the public policies and decisions of the government. Clear? That is of the government. Clear? Now public administration is continuously involved in policy making, decision making, planning the work to be done, formulating the goals, working with legislature, directing and supervising employees, providing leadership, determining work methods and procedures. Clear? This is all public administration all about. Let's move on to another slide. Now, as I have told you, it exercising like involved in policy making, decision making, planning, right? So all these I've already explained you in the previous slide. Clear? It determining work method, procedures, exercising control and other function performed by the public servants. Let's move on to another slide now. Now, the scope of public administration. The scope of public administration has been discussed by Walcott. Walcott is a very, famous political scientist, right? So, what he did, he simply divided public administration into two parts, into administrative theory and applied administration, right? So, administrative theory is what? Administrative theory implies that public administration is concerned with the administrative activity of the government, like executive, legislative, and judicial function. It includes the structure, organization, function, methods of all types, right? All types of authority engaged in administration, whether national, regional, or local, or whether executive or ordinary. It also includes planning, programming, and execution of public action, recruitment, and problem connected with research, information, public relation. Right, this is what an administrative theory all about. Clear? Now come to applied administration. Now the administration, according to Walker, is what the sphere of applied administration implies that public administration involves the application of all administrative decisions. Right, now these administrative decisions, like, as I told you, it involves planning, programming, execution of public actions, problems conducted with the research, information, public relations. Right, they have to, they have to be, implemented properly. Now how they are going to be implemented. Now the Walker has made an attempt to classify the main form of applied administration on the basis of 10 principles. So Walker has given 10 principles to prove the administration, how administration has to be applied in the society. So how they are going to be applying the administration with the help of 10 principles. The 10 principles are as follows. Now political, the political include the executive legislative relationship, right, activity of the government, of the cabinet, the ministers, and official relationships. Next, legislation include delegated legislation and preparatory work done by the officials in drafting of bills. Then financial include the whole of fiscal administration from the preparation of budget. Defense include military administration. Educational covers all aspects of educational administration. Social include all administration in the social field such as housing, food, social security. Economics include all administrative activity in all economic field. Industry, agriculture, foreign trade, business. Then foreign administration cover foreign administration will include international cooperation, international agencies for international peace and prosperity. Then imperial administration covering problem and technique of imperial domination over other nation. Then local or local administration cover administration of local bodies. Right, the scope of public administration, if you see, is very wide. It is not only concerned with the development of new administrative techniques but also include the ecological and human aspects of public administration. It also gives due importance to the study of environment in which the administration operates. Right, along with this, public administration also include the study of administration of all organization at various level of government, be it local, national, and international. Clear? That means public administration is an organized system affecting public policies which cover all aspects of human life and society. As a subject of study, public administration involves the study of all operations of government concerned with the making and implementing of public policies which are designed to secure the desired goal of all-round development. Right? So this way we have reached to the end of the video. Right, so I hope so till now you people have understood what are the scope of political science and how come political science has to be secured. Right, now political science is not a is not a small topic. It is a big topic and covers many aspects. Plus, right, it talks about public administration, if you see. Right, it talks about international relations. It talks about political theory. Clear? It talks about state. Like, you cannot confine political science to one subject, to one stream. Clear? That means political science covers everything, and it's on all these things are going to affect the governmental decisions and its planning. Right, so this way, what is it, this way the political science is proved. And obviously it is a science through experimentation, through scientific behavioral approach that I'm going to explain you in the later on videos. Right, all these things needs to prove that political science is a science, and we're going to study the key topics of study in international relations. Clear? So I hope so. Now do listen to the videos, children. You will be you will get many things. You will get to know many things related to political science. Till then, thank you.